Guys, I know it's been a while, but I was thinking about this. I made banana bread last week, and my son's the only person who likes it. And so I'm going to make zucchini bread today, and it's sort of my grandmother's recipe. I wrote on this card a while ago. Does not work. See back. So I had to make a couple of adjustments. I think she just kind of, as she was in her, I don't remember how old she was when she died, but it was, sometimes things got a little mixed up. So, I still have the card because it's her handwriting. But anyway, we're going to make this zucchini bread. And one of the nice things about zucchini bread is that we use oil instead of butter, so we don't have to wait for the butter to get soft. The zucchini, you don't have to wait for them to go brown, right? In fact, you don't want them brown. So you can just get them, shred them, and you're ready to go. And and usually it's something we would do in the summer when you have so many zucchini, you don't know what to do with them. But I was having a little bit of a craving for it, so we're gonna do this. So what we need first, remember you do your wet ingredients first and then your dry ones. Now I have the oven preheated to 350. And I have 2 loaf pans that I have buttered and floured. Greased and floured, okay? I have a Pullman pan, but you see, I like the Pullman pan. It's a little narrower and it's longer, but it kind of takes up the same volume. So it works to have one of each when you're doing a recipe. I keep the shorter one and I put that one in the freezer or I give it away. Okay, first we are going to, so the dog is home from camp and he's very excited we are cooking. We're gonna do 3 eggs. I have my KitchenAid mixer out. Ooh, I dropped a shell. We're gonna do 3 eggs in the bowl. And we're gonna get those beaten up, and they wanna be kinda, you want them to turn lemon yellow and frothy. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get those going. And we're gonna use vegetable oil. Like, whatever. This one's canola oil. You can use sunflower oil, vegetable oil, whatever. Some kind of light oil. Do not use olive oil in your zucchini bread. Okay, so we're gonna use a cup. But that's okay, okay? Like, a cup of butter is 2 sticks, right? So, I'm gonna get those a little higher. It's hard to tell if they'll be lemon yellow, because remember, I get good eggs, and so sort of, they're not really ever going to be lemon yellow. All right, I'm going to pour this oil in slowly. Okay. I'm going to get the lid on our oil. Now the next thing we're going to do is 1.5 cups of sugar. And I'm going to stop this to do that. So I have a 3/4 cup measure. I'm just going to do that twice. Okay, 1, 2, and at the same time I add that, I'm going to add a tablespoon of vanilla, okay? There's our wet ingredients. Put the lid on this so we don't spill it. Okay. Now, a little bit ago, before we got on together, I put the zucchini through the food processor. I cannot tell you how many hours I have wasted on grating zucchini manually, and I'm so happy that I finally bit the bullet and bought one of these things. It took about 30 seconds. All right, that's good and integrated. And I am also, at this point, I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt. I'm sorry, I just nicked you with my finger because you guys are up on the salt shelf. Get us straight again. There we go. Now, I'm going to open this up, and I'm just going to get all this zucchini in here. And the zucchini, the whole point of it is just kind of, adding body, adding a veg. I mean, this is like the secret veg before there were people, making recipes with secret veg. It never even occurred to me to be grossed out that there was zucchini in this stuff because it's so good. Oh, I'm about to lose my blade. Hold on. I'll use that there instead. Okay, you're supposed to hold on to it, but I only have 2 hands. All right, I'm gonna keep this and put this over here. Put it in my sink. Okay. Now I'm gonna get that going. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is our dry ingredients. And again, this is one of those things where, you know, you can make a decision about what you wanna use. I just use cinnamon, but I use a lot of it, okay? And I don't have my tablespoon, but we use a tablespoon of cinnamon. So a tablespoon's 3 teaspoons. So we're gonna use 1, 2, once again, 3. Now why am I adding this to this instead of doing the dry ingredients? Well, what I have found, and I've talked about this before, is that if you add things like the spices and the baking soda and the baking powder at this point, instead of just integrating it with the flour and doing whatever, it integrates just as well, and then I don't have to have a separate bowl. Okay, I'm gonna stop this for a second. And I'm gonna scrape down the bowl because that cinnamon's getting stuck to the side. Okay, and now I'm going to add also, oh yes, okay, good. We're gonna add a teaspoon of baking powder, okay. That's too much. They have that handy scraper on the side. A teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of baking soda. I don't know if you all know this or not, but baking powder is like comprised or composed of baking soda and cream of tartar. So you can make your own. Anyway, I'm gonna get that organized here. And there are only 2 more things to add, and one is nuts, and you don't have to add nuts if you don't want to. I like nuts. You can do pecans or you can do walnuts. I usually put my pecans in the freezer, and then I have whole pecans that I'm trying to chop up, and they're frozen and they're hard to chop. So I have these pieces, and they're also a little big. They're sort of more like quarters. But I need a cup of those. So what do I do with my cup measurement? I can use this one that had the flour in it because I'm not going to stick it in the thing. And I'm going to throw those in. And, you know, it looks like I might have enough to do pecan pie. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. And I'm doing this right now. Why am I doing this right now? Well, I'm doing it so that I can stick this in the oven. It's going to cook for about 45 minutes, more like 50, 55 minutes at 350. And then I can kind of, you know, I can get changed. It's really warm here today. It's like 70 degrees. I had a meeting this morning and I had some errands I needed to run. So, I mean, you can see I have like lampshades I need to deal with in the back. So, you know, this is going to cook for an hour and then it'll be out. I can take it out. It'll cool in the pan long enough for me to turn it out on a plate for it to be ready for like after school snack. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to use 3 cups of flour, and I'm going to stop this to do it because it's really full and I kind of end up with flour all over the side of my machine. And you know too, I mentioned this before, vodka is great for cleaning these things, okay, because it's food safe, it's non-polar, just like grease. Remember this from your high school chemistry? Vodka is a non-polar solvent, but unlike most non-polar solvents, it's not, I mean, it's not totally toxic. It's not really good for you either, but it's better than spraying toluene on your mixer. Okay, 2nd cup of flour in there. And those little bumps, you know, you can hear it. those are the pecans. Okay, one more and then we're good. Now, unlike with my banana bread, I'm not gonna add a bunch of other weird stuff to it. It's just flour. I'm not adding the extra fiber and stuff because there's all that zucchini in there, so we don't really need to do that. Vegetable fiber is better than any kind of Metamucil or whatever you can use. All right, now that is integrated. I'm gonna scrape down the bowl really quickly, partly just so that we don't get any like lumps of flour in the zucchini bread or on the top. Do a quick one. There we go. And that's it. So I'm going to show you, although I have a very drippy beater, I'm just going to lay down on this cutting board. And so it kind of looks like that. I know it's hard to see. I always say that. I'm like, oh, look. And then like you're like, what am I looking at? So I'm just going to pour that in the two things evenly. Okay, and then you cook it at 350 for about 45 minutes. Check it with a toothpick though. Ovens vary. Pan sizes vary. I'm going to check each of these pans separately. I'll tell you too, any recipe that says it can do 2 pans, you can do a whole bundt pan. I mean 2 loaf pans. You can do a whole bundt pan. It's the same amount. Okay, so if you're going to have like a brunch, or if you're going to take this to like a party, like a potluck thing, or if you have a lot of family coming over, this is great. This is a great breakfast. You put some cream cheese on it. It's unbelievably delicious with cream cheese. So, you know, bundt pan works too. I'm just looking at my things. That is everything. And so I'm going to pour these in, do the awkward stuff off camera, get them in the oven, and go take my dog out to enjoy this beautiful day, and maybe walk down to the river. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.